What's up, Home Slice? I'm Jazza, and today we're going to be exploring Photoshop 2.5, which came out in 1990. So I am actually side by side going to compare the current and newest version of Photoshop, and I'm going to make an artwork in both versions of Photoshop and go through the same steps in each. Here we have Adobe Photoshop 2021. I'm going to create a depiction on this device depicting what an artist feels like as they create art with the programs and technology we have available to us. I think that's the biggest thing about like using modern Photoshop and tablets, is it really just creates such a natural link and parallel to like drawing on paper, because we're used to being free and expressive with a pencil and an eraser, and never has that connection been more complete than it is today, right? And I'm trying to go for like a flying, maybe there's like clouds just surrounding me and I'm just like drifting through the art experience peacefully. From there, I'm happy with that as a starting point. Let's do a sketch in Photoshop 2.5. We don't have layers. Ooh, this is the color picker. Let's be honest, for Windows 95, this is good. So how can I then sketch? Oh no, it's a circle. Oh no. Let's get a smaller brush. Okay, I'm gonna have ropes around the computer mouse. Why did I choose to do this? This requires accuracy. Oh no. Okay. All right, that sort of looks like what I wanted to, that'll do. All right, I was really ambitious with this concept because what I was going for is it's gonna be me wrangling the mouse, choking it with its own cord and murdering it with a trackball, okay? This is where construction lines would be really useful. All right, this is the knee. He's kneeing it up the butt, and there's the other leg. And his hand is behind here holding one of those trackballs. He's ripped the guts out of the mouse, and it's gonna destroy the mouse with its own insides. This is a much more violent artwork than I initially anticipated. All right, line work done, moving on. Let's color, do you know what? Let's enjoy an actual line work experience. You ready? This is the bit where I can be like, see guys, I actually can draw pictures. It's something I'm capable of. Trust me. It feels like coming home. This level of control, I can just, and it's on top of the sketch layer. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at that. Just little nudges. And then I can have this construction line work just drift away. Okay, let's do this. I'm hoping this will close the gaps a little bit. Do this in little doses because it's so hard to control. Okay, that'll do. I glance over here and I'm like, nope, we can do this. Ooh, that's a gradient. Let's see how far this can go. That works. It's a little patchy around the edges, but that's okay. Whoa. Ooh, look at that. Boom, boom. I'm gonna just fill in some areas. Boom. All right, I think that's our core colors. I'm gonna save the background till later. I'll do some fancy background effects. But in the meantime, I desperately want to stop using this program and do some color in the way that it was meant to be done. On a layer underneath, fill that in and create new layers, sort of masks within that layer that I can paint in without going over the lines. Oh my God. Going from the old technology to the new technology is such a breath of fresh air. It makes you feel so good and peaceful and like the world is at ease. And I'm gonna put your world at ease for a second here and talk about the Canvas 24, the brand new device from HUION, who have sponsored this video and sent this to me to use. And I'm so happy. Thank you, HUION. The brand new HUION Canvas 24 has 2.5K resolution with full 24-inch pen display. It is by far the largest HUION pen display available, meaning that for animation or art or game design or whatever, you have all this amazing screen real estate and for such an affordable price. But if that weren't enough, this actually is compatible with Android mobile devices. You can plug USB-C from your Android phone or tablet into this device and use this as your input. You can turn your phone into a professional art studio. It comes with the ever-reliable Pentec 3.0 tablet stylus with 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity, 60 degrees of tilt support, and the Canvas 24 comes with the stand that you see before me that is so easy to adjust and set at any angle you want. But it's also removable, so you can actually mount this on like desktop boom arm mounts, which you know I'm a huge fan of. Oh, and super quick to avoid confusion, the tablet is not a standalone device. It's basically an interactive art display tablet. So it's a display. It plugs in like a monitor would, except you can create amazing things with it. So go check it out with a link in the description. Thank you, HUION, for sponsoring this video. So let's just enjoy this together. And I can just select all of my skin areas in here, fill these in, create clipping masks, grab my brush, just easily, gently feather in my shadows. Oh my God, the difference between the two. Drawing or painting, Photoshop 2.5 with a mouse. I could summarize it by saying coming out of it is sort of like coming out of a blind rage. Coming out of drawing in current Photoshop with current top of the line tools is like coming out of a beautiful dream. Maybe a little purple in the sky. Just softly floof in these clouds. It's like magic. I'm gonna highlight underneath the clouds with a brighter white. I'm gonna shade on the top of the clouds with this light pink. There it is. The beautiful dream. Let's wrap up the nightmare. I'm gonna go from like a pinky red to like a hot orange. To fire of the world burning behind and around me. A few licks of flame floating in the air. We'll do embers later, because now we go the smudge. Sort of adds a smoky effect around the character's outline. Oh my God, it's so painful. Oh no. We'll just wrap up with some embers. All right, I really can't get fancier than this, guys. And to be honest, I think it was way more satisfying to compare them side by side. It really does show how far things have come. That is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you did enjoy it, we're back. We're back. Oh my God. We're not in the 90s anymore. We are in the new studio, and this video is the very last video that had anything that was recorded before the move to the new studio. So it's into the future and beyond. It's party time, baby! Sorry, I get carried away. I really like these. I've got cool lights. I am so happy and excited for the future that it's time to give away some prizes. Oh, what prizes, you ask? We'll get to that, but first, a few quick housekeeping issues.
Did someone say housekeeping?
1. Will I be reviewing Jackie's brand new art box? Yes, I will, in the next video on this channel. 2. Jazza, when are you gonna do that art collab? Jazza, are you gonna do that art collab? Jazza, are you doing that art collab? Jazza, are you doing the art collab or not? Okay. Jazza, are you doing the art? I know, you're very excited, so am I. But I have right here the biggest art collab I've ever been invited to participate in, ready to unbox in the video after my review of Jackie's box. Moving a whole studio and setting up from scratch takes a bit of time. So it's definitely a huge top part of my priority list, but above that has been being able to make videos. Just wanted to give you that updated, and I'm so excited. And 3, when are you gonna judge the 10-year art combo competition? Right now, and stay tuned because I'm gonna launch another competition so you can have a chance to win even bigger prizes in the next competition. So participants in this competition were invited to create a depiction of them having a conversation with themselves 10 years into the future or 10 years into the past. So let's start off with some highlights. Sissy's awesome illustration depicts her talking to her past self, encouraging her by letting herself she gets to work on future animated TV shows and meets her new husband and makes a new friend. Nick Olsen's style is really cool as well, encouraging himself to stick at it because his skills will improve over time. Some weirdo, I'm not saying that, that's their Twitter name, said 10 years ago I struggled with the ability to accept my disability of epilepsy, and shares her current understanding that your disability isn't what defines you. MNK Ghost's picture of him sharing his own artwork with his past self is really heartwarming too. He likes to imagine how he'd react if he saw his future drawings as a kid, and I think it's a fantastic way of thinking about it because I think think we could all blow our own minds. I love C+C Sarcasm Factory's entry. Being alive would be cool. That's cool. We're grounded. Great style, and I love the touch of humor. And last but not least of our honorable mentions is Cantrona's piece, sharing a little video call with herself, which is a really fun way of presenting it. It looks beautiful and the art is fantastic. But now on to some prize winners. I have 4 prizes to give away here. Starting off with IM, who's 11 years old and made 2 artworks. Since they couldn't decide between them, that's fine, you can enter twice. If I could say something to my older self, it would be, have you continued to make the world better than you left it? What an amazing goal for an 11-year-old to have for their future self. My mind is blown. You win a HUION 420X. Next, Jess511 Arts shared not only a great artwork, but a beautiful sentiment that they are happy that they are more themselves than they have ever been. And that is something to aspire to. And I'm so glad that Jess has shared that. So much so, Jess, that you win a HUION 580X. Congratulations. Next, Trixie Kenbit shared not only a beautiful illustration, but a heart-wrenching and super vulnerable open piece about their conversation they'd have with themselves. And it's just such an example of what it means to be an artist and just open up and share and create and acknowledge the creative part within you. Thank you so much for sharing this with us all. Trixie Kenbit, I would be honored to award you with a HUION HS610X. And last but not least, our first prize winner is Shido, who made a stunning artwork and showed their process of creating the artwork as well as their conversation with themselves in that video that they added to that tweet. And as thanks for your participation and your hard work, you win a HUION Canvas 16 Pro 4K. Huge thank you to everyone who has entered the competitions. Obviously, I can't give everyone a prize. But we're trying to give away as many as we bloody well can, which brings us to our next competition. Let's just say the next competition is going to be a little bit colorful. How cool is this? I can change my colors. I'm so excited. It's fitting because it's a coloring competition. But that's to celebrate the new studio. I have created a line work of the mural that I've taken from the previous studio to this studio, which I'd like to invite you to color in. And you can alter the original image as long as it reasonably represents the line art that I give you, but you can add to it, take away from it, blow the minds of the community as to how you could interpret or utilize this in any sort of creative context. Get super creative with it. Again, feel free to add your own line work, tweak it any way you want, as long as it represents the original artwork in a recognizable fashion and emphasizes the use of color. We have 3 huge prizes for this one. Starting off with the HUION Canvas 12. Then, the HUION Canvas 12 Pro. And last but not least, yeah, here it is. This is a beautiful big display you have seen me use throughout this whole video. It is the height of modern technology and accessible, insane professionalism. And as you might imagine, I'm very grateful to HUION for sponsoring this channel in the past and through our transition into the new studio and these competitions to bring all this awesome stuff to you. And I want to thank you for watching this video, subscribing and liking and joining our community, contributing to our competitions and joining us for the future Arty Party. Clearly, I've never hit the clubs before.